You can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. It's okay, dude. Sometimes people need enabled. Stop looking at Ricky.
All eyes on me. Maybe we can learn stuff from each
I
other.
want a little bit of that.
I want a little bit of you.
You start being a little bit. Buy me dinner first, eh?
Vince, let's go. Bring us in, Daddy.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Just Cuz. I'm Cousin Vince. This is Cousin Ricky. Ricky, dude, tell me about your week, dude. What's going on?
Well, dude, I mean, getting over the Anderson Silva loss this weekend, I thought he was gonna be the one to do it. I was like, and you know what? It was annoying too. It was like, I like to go a little bit live on my IG for the people. I don't know what was going on with Showtime. It was taking forever. And then once I get logged in and the round starts going, I'm like, trying to sneak the live on my IG. And then someone's like, dude, you're like a couple rounds behind. So I paid this $80 or whatever it was for this fight. And then I'm behind. And I'm not even live for the people. So I'm like, oh, but I still watched it like I was. And I was, okay. So we're getting right into it, with this one. I'm sorry. What'd you think about that fight? Because that's all I've really been thinking about all weekend.
See, I couldn't bring myself to watch the entire fight. I was following along through Twitter and then hearing what people are saying, and then saw the ending with the knockdown. That's literally all I've seen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to do it just because with I thought it was a slim chance that Silva would lose, but I couldn't risk it. I couldn't risk having my heart broken like that. And here we are.
Are you amongst the people who think that it might have been a work, or do you think that was real life?
Jake Paul's got so much money. I'm assuming he could. If there's any chance in hell that he could do that, I mean, I don't want to say that because it's fighting, and fighting is like for me, it's like the one pure thing that we can do. You know what I mean? Like it's an honest exchange of like we're battling it out. So I don't like to think that, but when you see like a glancing right hand that hits the tip of the nose and then sits Silva down, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, I didn't want to believe it, but at the same time, it's like if it came out and I would be like, oh, I guess. But I mean, if you just like look back at some of these fights, it looks like these guys are kind of like, I mean, at least the previous ones are getting knocked out and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if it is or it isn't. I wouldn't be surprised if something came out, but I mean, I want to believe it's real.
we can do that. Yeah, we could just go with like a forced belief on this one. We'll just embrace it for what it is.
So besides that, I mean, like I've just been back to training, and I was supposed to get some stem cells in my hip. I decided not to do that, and I'm just gonna keep doing my PT and keep hitting this hyperbaric chamber. I'm being taken care of over here by Healing Air Hyperbarics, and I just feel like I can do it, like just through rehab and with the help of the hyperbarics and the red lights. I'm not gonna do any like surgery or any other treatment right now, I think. So that's what I've been doing. Dude, what about you? I mean, look at you. Your veins are popping on your bicep, looking all ripped, looking good. How's everything going for you?
It's like I got a nice comfy like after practice, after sparring and drilling right now, and eating lunch. I was 151 point something. So like I'm in a great spot. I usually start, bro. Yeah, right. I start fight week at like 152. So I'm in a great spot right now. I'm literally just doing the same shit I've been doing, trying to hone things in. But we've hit a little bit of a massive curveball with the homeboy Jose just pulled out. I don't know what's going on with him. Hope he's all right. That's rough. Is what it is. Looking for a replacement right now, but who knows what I'll have to adjust as far as game plan and as far as like a skill building in that time. But I don't know. Whoever it is, whatever it is, don't matter to me. I don't care if Aljo steps in.
Good news is like it's still like what 2.5, 3 weeks. What are we at here?
It's Thursday right now. Come Saturday in 2 weeks, dude.
2 weeks. Okay, so actually it's crunch time, but that's with it being a card over there in Vegas too. I mean there's plenty of time for them to find somebody for you. So, but I mean that's always like my worst nightmare, like getting to this point of a fight and then them calling me like, oh, your opponent's out, But the UFC does a great job at filling spots. So as long as the fight's not off, we're good.
Shout out to Jason Hout. Seems like he's the guy to go to if the UFC needs somebody, right? Like Iridium, he just they're just on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason's
So
the
2
man.
weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks, whatever. I really just worried about me and just making sure like everything that I do is in order.
That's
So
all
be
you
it.
can do, baby. That's all you can
This
do.
this dude, this
Yes.
is the first time it's happened to me. I've never had somebody pull out. I
That blows my
know.
mind.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That blows
Why
my
do
mind.
people
This is
want
the
to
first
fight me
time.
so bad?
No, I do.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
So
that's crazy because
amateur,
it
amateur to
happens so
pro.
much. Even
Hmm.
even amateur.
Even amateur, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'd have fights offered and then be like, oh, nobody signed or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
well, okay, cool.
But like
But
you didn't go through a training camp and then the fight get canceled. You didn't go through a training camp
nothing that really comes to
and
mind.
then
I'm
they
trying to
switched
think if I've
opponent
ever
on you
stepped in.
last. Because
No.
because that blows my mind because it happens so much in MMA, and it's crazy that hasn't happened to you at this point in your career. I mean, we had a good amount of amateur and pro fights at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right?
happened to me so many times. It's happened to me so many times. So
You're a lot
like
scarier than I am, dude.
I was yeah, come on. I was as an amateur was happening to me. Guys were pulling out the week of the day of the fight.
Oh, God.
As an amateur, I would have to my opponent had pulled out, and then usually if someone else's opponent had pulled out and we were around the same weight, they would just have us fight. Like I fought up to 170 because of that twice. Yeah, yeah,
I
but it's
think all
kind of
my
crazy.
amateur fights were like 2 or 3 weeks notice, so it wasn't really time for people to be like,
Yeah,
oh, I changed my mind or whatever. And I was fighting at like 155 back then, so something like I was always small, so it's not like I looked intimidating till
yeah. Which
after.
you just said you
So it's
weighed 151 pounds, like to
yeah.
everyone else when you're saying like I'm good, I'm looking good, weighing 151, like but you have to weigh in 135. It probably sounds horrible to them, but it's
That's an
normal.
easy one though, right? It's,
Yeah,
I like it, dude. So hopefully they find somebody. We'll see. Like I said, hope Jose's all right. I mean, I've gotten sick and had to a lot of that big fucking London fight. So I
mhm.
mean, that
Does
sucks.
happen. I
Yeah, it
wonder.
does
Yeah,
happen.
he never hit you up. It was surprising.
No, yeah,
Surprising.
yeah, which I was kind of surprised about because we had talked. Well, basically only when the fight got signed, but
Mhm.
we talked a couple times then.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
yeah. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
and yeah, just staying like ready for whoever it is. So we shall see, my friend.
Yeah, Jason should be on it. Speaking of Jason, did you see him on Ode's podcast? You see him and
Yeah, I
Lisa
did. Uh
on
huh.
there?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the
Uh,
whole podcast. Did you? Is it out yet? I don't know if it's out yet.
yeah, it came out this weekend. Yeah, I
Okay.
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch the whole podcast because I'm a big fan. All right, Ode. No, but it was cool to see them on there, and but the reason why I was asking, wanted to bring that up because Ode brought up that one chip challenge, whatever the hell, whatever chip you sent me, and I've been sitting on for weeks now or months now at this point. Whenever you send it, and I do not want to do this at all. That it's the one chip challenge, right? Is it the
Yeah. Yeah.
Carolina
Uh-huh.
Reaper or whatever? And then
I got it right here, dude. I'll pull it up.
yeah, literally everybody. You watch someone do a video of this, and everyone's like throwing up and saying it's the worst thing they've ever done. Yeah, that thing. So I have one uh uh in my room on my dresser. And I've just been waiting because I know Vince is eventually going to convince me to do it, but I've been saying no, I don't want to do it. But I know that's gonna be a good make for a
I
good
can't
podcast.
wait, dude. Yeah,
So what
I
are we gonna do?
can't
Just
wait.
fucking we're gonna eat it. We're both gonna eat it on the podcast, and we're both just gonna be throwing up the whole time. Like it's gonna be great for the you're
We're gonna do
gonna
it right at the beginning. We're just gonna see how long
oh
it'll be. Might be a super short
no.
podcast, like 5 minutes.
We might have to do it off pod and like have someone record it for us.
No, we might have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I hate
Maybe
you for sending
we.
that to me.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah,
can't wait. I'm so excited.
but
My stomach.
Jason
I
said
can't do it
he.
right now.
But yeah, don't know because you can't. Yeah, you can't. It's gonna fuck you up for at least a day or two.
Yeah, hundred
Yeah, last
percent.
time you had me eating like the spiciest wings we ever eaten, I was like shitting blood for 2 days. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
It's
that
what
was
it is.
rough, dude.
Yeah,
That
it's not
those were some
good.
hot wings. My
Yeah,
mouth's watering.
fucking wrong with
I
you.
don't know, man. I don't
Uh,
know. What Jason have to
yeah,
say about it?
he said he would do it on the podcast
Mm,
on Ode. So I
mm.
don't know if he's gonna end up doing it over there or he's gonna do it.
Celebrity.
So, um, so yeah, that'd be funny. But we might have we might have to do it before him though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take much convincing, it sounds like. I'm starting to convince myself to do it.
Let's go. I'm so excited. It'll be
Yeah.
great. Or it'll probably be terrible, but it'll be great at the same time.
If any of the viewers have taken this challenge, that one chip challenge, let us know how it was because
Scale of 1 to
I've been
10, how
looking for it. There's a
fast is
reason
it?
why I've been hiding the thing. I think I brought that up on one of the previous podcasts, but
You
man,
did.
it looks horrible. I watched
It's only
some of the
25
funniest
calories.
videos. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. Man.
Also, what happened this weekend? Main event's the first thing that comes to mind from the fights. Cater and his damn knee, bro. Isn't that
That's so
terrible?
shitty.
Like,
Yeah. What it's such a shitty way to end a main event, and it seems like it's been happening more and more. You were even talking about that. It seems like a lot of like these high profile fights are ending because of an injury.
it's interesting. I wonder what's going on with that. But like, I know just recently, it's Dillashaw who went in there injured and knew about it, and then Cater's kind of freak thing. Somebody else's knee just wigged out too. I can't think of who it was. I'll have to find out. But anyways, it's crazy, man. Like, what's going on? What do you think? Like, people just overtraining, working too hard. The body's at like maximum. Maybe weight cuts. Like, I don't even know
Yeah,
if there's any way to like narrow it down and then isolate and correct that problem, right? Because
exactly.
they all seem kind of freak, but it's so often.
I mean, it's a perfect combination of all those things you're saying. I mean, fighters are constantly overtrained, um, and then the weight cut right before a big fight too. I mean, that can't help your tendons and ligaments, and you're dehydrating your entire body. Not to mention your brain. So, I mean, but I think it's a lot of these. I mean, a lot of the people who it's happening to, it seems like at least have been in the game for a long time too, and it's an accumulation of injuries throughout your career and yeah, I don't know. Fighting's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not just what you're not
Man.
just doing one sport. You're like mixing all these sports together, and you got a lot of practices to make it to, and a lot of like tying in you have to do, and you also got to stay on top of your S&C and like I've always been telling all the younger guys like not don't just do strength and conditioning when you have a fight or something. You got to strength train to keep a solid base because we're putting our bodies through so much. So you gotta have a solid foundation to be able to put your body through that, or you're gonna be fighting injury after injury. I mean, I do that and I'm already injured all the time.
Right,
Like,
right,
I
right.
know how it is. I mean, we've been doing it. Like, I started doing this when I was, 18. I started fighting around that time, but I was already wrestling for since I was in elementary school. So my body's been beat up. I've had to find ways to, legal ways, TJ, to stay in the game. Like it's always like a bunch of
Absolutely.
recovery and rehab and stuff. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
I
probably
think
the
we're
best at the recovery that I've seen. Actually, now that I think about it, like I take a little bit of notes from you and your routines. It seems like it's morning and night, and you're always good on your hyperbaric, like you were just saying and stuff.
Mhm.
I know when I'm over there with saunaing all the time, ice baths, all that. So like
Yeah.
I try to copy quite a bit of that. I actually, I don't know if I showed you. I got a little the closet downstairs in the house. I built got a little red light in there, yoga mat, so right, like
Ooh.
all my recovery stuff's in there. I got a little Buddha poster that says "Let that shit go," just for the vibes. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
sick.
nice. Dude, you need it. It's like it, you have to be doing that on top of everything that we're doing, or it's just you're gonna be hurting. And I was looking from a younger age to have Pat Healy and Tyson Nam, who were generation before me. I mean, Tyson's still doing the damn thing, but that they started fighting, years before me, and they were reading the Supple Leopard, and they were like talking about stretching and a good mobility and to warm up your body before stuff, not just waking up and coming straight on the mats and going live, and then stretching, rolling out, and doing all that afterwards, and then adding in the sauna and then the cold plunge, and then I've just basically keep trying to find more and more stuff like the red light therapy and the hyperbaric chamber because I'm like, let me just see what's about, and if it works for me, then I'm gonna keep doing it. And the hyperbaric chamber is something I know you say you just had your first or
Last
two
week, yeah.
two sessions.
One, and I'm also doing these oxygen therapy baths. So it's from
Okay.
the same place over here. It's called Cocoon. It's like right down the road from me.
Uh-huh.
Specializing in oxygen therapy. It's like these baths that are like super load, like overloaded with oxygen. You just soak in there for like an hour, and it's supposed to
Whoa,
just help
yeah.
with cellular recovery and all that. So I'll be kind of
Nice.
doing. I do one day. Later on in the week, I'll do the other, whether that be hyperbaric or bath. So kind of
Yeah.
playing with it.
That sounds similar to the Drink HRW, the rejuvenation and the relief tablets that you throw in the bathtub.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. I love those too. When I was trying those, I seem
yes.
to like, bro. It helped my back a lot. Like my back was getting
Oh
real
yeah.
stiff and painful there. That one
Oh
helped a
yeah.
lot.
The
I didn't
relief
hit
from
up Drake.
drinking, yeah. So we go on. I mean, I
Yeah,
go on and on about the
nonstop,
recovery
dude.
part. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, this is what we do most of the day. I'm like, we got to train, and then okay, time to recover and find something, and I don't think enough fighters are doing that, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these guys getting hurt and re-injured.
I agree. I think could be onto something there. I hope we stop seeing it. Like, bro, that's a
Yeah.
when they showed that slow mo of him like checking the kick on one side and his knee like everything shifted and popped,
Have,
bro.
have
That
you have you ever thought? I mean, because you've had some injuries in fights, and we've all had them. Like in the fight, have you ever been like, was it bugging you that much where you're like, God, like I gotta get out of here, or like, were you thinking like this is gonna hurt later? Or because I've had those like where like go bone shin to shin or something. I feel something crack, and I'm like, that's gonna fucking hurt later. you know?
I've had that same fight when I fought Chris Gutierrez early on. Like he kicked me hard right away, and I was like, I got to step in on this dude. And I went to step in, and I ran right into a jab, and it or my right hand came across. I don't know. Anyways, I went directly in took my eyeball and pushed my eyeball to the back of my head and fractured the inside of my socket. So for the rest of the fight, I was seeing two of them like this. And I
Oh
was like,
man,
oh my, and like it would not go away. And I remember I was sitting there like kind of moving. I was like, okay, I'll just wait for out getting kicked. It's like I'll just wait for it to go away, get out, and then it just
yeah,
would not go away. And then the second round started. And I remember telling Fabiano because he was cornering me at the time. I was like, no, coach, I was trying to whisper. I was like, I think I whispered directly into the microphone because those guys heard it.
yeah,
But I was like, dude, I'm seeing double. Like I just couldn't place him. It was that was that one was weird because I was like, this. I hope it doesn't like this forever. I remember having that thought in the fight. That was a little scary.
Oh, that is scary because that's like forever. Like that's what you're
Yeah,
thinking. Like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, that's scary, dude. And like you're saying, we're seeing more and more of it. But it got me thinking, like, oh man, what? Because you're all. I mean, I feel like there's always something that happens in a fight where I'm like, that's gonna fucking hurt later. But it's different between like we've always said an injury, like or in wrestling, like is there a difference between something hurting and something being injured? And sometimes you get some big injuries from these fights. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I don't want it either. But that's what we're risking. That's what we're doing for you
I
guys.
love it in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to be in so
I
much
should have
pain.
I should have stayed in school.
Stay in school, kids, please. Man, look at my face, dude. I've been sparring.
Oh,
We've been
oh,
wait, hey, relax. Look
sorry.
at the damage first. Somebody called me. Oh, dude, somebody called me handsome Squidward earlier. that that that
Yeah.
didn't feel good. I don't see it, but whatever.
Yeah, me either.
Bastard. Yeah, yeah. Whatever, dude. Back to the fights. Hey, was there any other memorable moments from this last weekend's card?
Oh, well, we had talked about the oh crap, I'm sorry. I'm blanking it right now, but your boy fought him, Khalil Roundtree and
Jacoby.
how do you say it? Sorry.
Justin Jacoby.
Jacoby, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were both like that fight ain't going decision. Well, we
Yeah.
were both talking
Oh,
so much shit.
dude.
Okay, it goes to I'm thinking about that. I'm like, all right, it went to
Uh-huh.
fucking decision,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and then kind of controversial in a lot of people's
Yeah.
eyes. I know it's your
Uh-huh.
teammate. Controversy or
Khalil
no?
all day. No
All right.
controversy. No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah. Double down, double down.
I,
Let them know.
I completely get where people are coming from. It became at the end of the day, I think one of those things where it became effective strikes versus volume, right? And I think Jacoby definitely has volume, and he seemed to be like landing stuff. But it kind of wasn't. I mean, it seemed like it was kind of dictating some of the pace, like in the second round. First round for me was kind of a little tit for tat. I think Khalil kind of blew his load, just trying to get him out of there. And then, and the third round I thought was kind of all Khalil. And by the end of that, just looking at Jacoby's face, I was like, okay, well then it's going to be rough because are they going to weigh on the damage? Or are they going to weigh on the volume and kind of cage control that Jacoby had? So
Yeah.
I, I don't know,
But these
man.
rounds are scored per round, so they have
Per
the
round,
round.
exactly.
So they have the round written out already, so they can't go
Right.
back after the third round. Like, oh, more damage
And
was done that round. I'm going to go
uh,
back and he won the
adjust
fight.
that for the first one.
No,
Right,
you
right,
can't.
right.
No, the rounds are
Yeah,
just
no.
score. That's why
Mhm.
that's why we might need open scoring. I don't know why we're so scared of it. I don't know why.
I'm
I don't know
down
why we're
for
so
it.
scared. Yeah, we're like one of the only sports that doesn't know going into the fourth quarter who's up and who's down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
True.
know if I need to be throwing Hail Marys or if I need to be kneeling the ball. I need to know.
Right, right. That's fair, dude. I'm down for some open scoring. I think it would help, but yeah, I don't know. So I was of course, syndicate and team A, and I think we needed a win over that damn Factory X. So I was all
Yeah.
about Khalil,
All right.
but Jacoby did his thing. I was, honestly, for the fight, I was like, whatever way it goes, like I'm obviously gonna be happier for Khalil, but we're gonna have to make an argument one way or the other. What did you think,
Yeah.
dude? Be honest, be
No,
nice.
you
I
know,
won't tell John.
you know, I thought Jacoby was up going into the third, but I mean, I could see how one of the judges could have given one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're saying of like a consistent like touching and landing, like the strike count was way more. But then, I mean, sometimes Khalil would run away with it with a big combo or something, you know. But I mean, I I don't know. I was thinking Jacoby had won that fight going in there, but going in the decision, but I mean, MMA, they're scoring so many different things. You know, I mean, that was mostly a stand up fight, but I mean, with the knees, elbows, the punch, punches and the kicks. I mean, it was a lot. It was a good fight. That was fun. It was fun.
But
No,
again,
but
another one of those points where we're talking about what the judges are looking at. But like every week,
yeah, yeah.
here we go
I'm just gonna
again.
cover up, and then after every couple punches, I'm just gonna swing 3 fucking big hard punches, and then obviously go for a takedown.
I see it.
Wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do any of that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
okay,
I'm gonna push you up against
that's
the wall.
funny.
Don't hit me, please. I'm gonna take you down. I
Uh,
hit you. You don't hit
uh,
me. Ready, break.
Typical Rick, dude. I like it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Getting too
I don't
old for
know,
that
man.
shit.
Yeah, maybe we need a revamp on strictly on what we're looking at. So not only like so we know what the judges and the refs kind of expect from us. Somebody actually made a
Mhm.
point the other day. They were saying that this was on the opposite end. I think it was Eric Anders was on somebody's podcast and they were talking about the judging and stuff and refing in fights, and they were saying that they think some of the fighters should go to some of the meetings where they're talking about the rules and or what the judges should be looking at. So the fighters are more educated on it too, not just
Yeah,
everything on the judges. But I'm on the fighter side, so I think it's the judges.
yeah.
But
No, it's
I don't know.
true.
But it's kind of an interesting. I haven't heard that perspective painted yet, so
Hmm.
it kind of stuck with me a little bit.
Yeah, and we do sign up for like we have to get a license in every state that we fight in, and all the states that I have fought in, I will get an email when they're like going to have some kind of like commission like meeting and like talk about these kind of things. But it's like I don't live in New York, I don't live in Texas, I'm not living, I can't really make it to those unless it's like a fight over. Like I'll still get them from when I was fighting pro in Oregon and Washington. So sometimes I'll get them, but I'm like the UFC don't ever really come up over here. So, but maybe that's where you kind of start, where you can and where we're at. But
Talk
something
about
that
it. We
doesn't need
have
to change. I'm there for open scoring. I don't know. I hope they get there at one
open
point,
versus a
but
lot.
try it
At
out.
least
Try it out some
it
more
takes a lot of
regional
the
promotions.
guessing. Yeah, it takes a lot of the guessing out.
Yeah.
Anyways, like
Try
might as
try it
well.
on they have Fight Pass. They have plenty of promotions on Fight Pass. Try it out on a couple of them. Invicta
Yeah,
was doing
along with
is
the
doing it.
VR fights. Come on now. You
Yeah,
want to try
yeah.
VR fights? You can
Dude,
try open scoring. What's going on here?
dude. Oh, I went, dude. I've been wanting to play the new Call of Duty. I actually told myself I
uh,
was not gonna get it because like I have not been playing them very much at all. But my
uh,
brothers are all into it. They're all into the new one. So I met up. I can't find an Xbox to save my life. So I got on like Facebook Marketplace and I was like looking at someone selling a new one in box, hasn't been unboxed yet. And I found some dude, met up with him in a parking lot, like doing a Xbox deal. I was like, this is a little
you guys
sketchy,
looking around? Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I got it, downloaded the new
Nice.
Call of Duty. So my addiction's
Why
about to
didn't you
get
just get it on
crazy
the
out here,
PC?
huh?
Why didn't you just
Dude,
get
I
it on the
don't know,
PC?
man. The more I'm thinking about it, is like I'm not smart enough to have a PC. I never had a home computer growing up. I barely know how to type. I'm typing like that still.
That
Like
makes sense.
I'm like, what the hell
You
is this
still.
thing? I'm like looking at it, like I
Oh
got two
my
screens.
god.
I don't barely ever use this other screen.
Dude, you have a handheld device that'll tell you everything you need to know about what you need to get done. Just open up your phone and get to Google and be like, "How do I
This
do this?"
thing?
And then yeah, you fucking
God.
caveman, and then just start
Ugh.
learning some shit. Ah, you got a full schedule.
Dude,
You're
it's
older
so
now. You're gonna be a
much, bro.
dad. I get
It's
it. I
so
get
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to play the video games. I don't want to learn how to make them work. Just fucking run. Just do it.
it.
Just turn on.
I'm gonna hit
God,
his play after you download it.
no, no. I gotta like switch things up and like put like even okay, even with these like I'm not even gonna get into it because it's boring. I'm already boring myself, anyways. Dude, one thing I want to do.
Oh, look at it, Ricky,
I
dude. Look
keep
at this
yeah,
thing. What's
no, keep it on
location?
there. It looks a little bit better. Uh, okay, Sean Brady was 15-0 going into UFC 280, and I think he just did an interview this last week talking about like um how he puts so much pressure on himself, like most fighters do, but how, and I hear this from a lot of fighters when they lose their first fight, how a weight has been lifted off their shoulders because they were undefeated. You know, that's all they're like really identifying with that undefeated streak and that record, and they're gonna, some probably even thinking about like I'm gonna become champ undefeated, I'm gonna retire undefeated, I'm gonna be the Khabib, but then you hear them having to deal with that first loss, and but it's a common theme that they're all saying the weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Did because you were undefeated as an amateur, and then when you finally suffered your first pro loss, like was it a certain? Did you have how'd you feel about that? Like what was going through your mind? Did you feel that weight being lifted off your shoulders?
I had lost so much wrestling in high school that I think I was already kind of like I thought I had moved on from that. You know what I mean? I thought I was done losing, and then so I had my first pro loss. I do remember. I know that feeling of like, okay, well at least like they won't keep announcing me and selling the fight as undefeated because undefeated like
Yeah.
it definitely has that like a like that you would now have an aura of an undefeated fighter, right? And you have to
Hmm.
live up to that aura and that public perception. So I definitely get, and I do remember feeling like, well, it's only up from here. Like I had my lesson learned. Like if you got to learn the hard way, sometimes that's the best way. So that's kind of how I took it, and one step in front of the other, and just kind of kept moving forward. I think I'm one of those pressure guys though. Like I find new ways every single time to put more pressure on me, and
Mm.
I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's probably the best thing, but it is what it is, and I just try to embrace that thing as a whole. If I was
Do
still
you
undefeated and we're talking 10-0, it might be a little different. But
you feel like you need that pressure? You feel like you need some kind of like external pressure like that to keep that drive, to
sometimes
keep you hungry? What is it? To keep that like that killer
just to make
instinct? What
sure,
is it?
yeah, just to make sure, I'm raw and I'm like I'm fully aware of everything I'm getting into and like what it's worth and what it means to me. Like I think it's just kind of it's all stuff that just refreshes it,
Mm.
and I'm like, okay, cool. This is exactly why. You know what I mean? And I like to carry that little bit of load, that little bit of pressure. But that's just me. That's
Yeah.
just me. I don't know about you. Your first pro loss was how far in? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I mean, yeah, same. I mean, we both went undefeated as amateurs. I had like a really good amateur career, and but that was kind of like my identity, especially as an amateur. Like they would
Yeah,
always announce me as undefeated. And then going into pro, I made it to 7-0, and I fought locally
no
for the
problem.
Titan FC World Title, and then, but I felt the same exact way. I felt that pressure. Like I remember that I lost, and like I was like, "Phew," I was like, oh, all right, what the like, obviously once it kicked in, I, you know, was like super super depressed for like a week, in my bedroom, all like,
We're allowed.
but
It's okay.
but like right away, I was like, oh, okay. But at that time, I was like, I must have been like 23. I was young, I had experienced it young, and I never, I never really saw the silver lining. I was like, I was better than that guy. I was beating that guy, blah blah. Blah. But like now that I look at, I'm seeing like Usman and Brady and some of these other guys losing their first fight like that, really in the UFC at this point in their career, and they're saying no, that weight's being lifted off my shoulder, and I'm just thankful I dealt with that 7 whatever years ago. I felt that way then, and I know that I think the toughest part is not just the losing, it's the overcoming that and coming back into your next fight and having a different mentality and not identifying with being undefeated anymore. And just being able to overcome that and make it back and knowing that you're still just as good. Just who cares if they're, because MMA is not like boxing. We don't get these big 50-0 records. You're fighting like the best guys available a lot of the times. So it's gonna, it's not gonna go your way every time, especially with so many tools. So I mean, I definitely I definitely can relate, but I've been hearing that more and more, and I listened to Usman on Rogan, and I read Brady's interview, and I was like, man, I'm thankful I went through that when I was like much younger, because I think it's overcoming the next fight or the next fights or whatever it's going to be after that loss, because I feel like that's way tougher to do.
There's there's so much potential for growth, and not that there isn't
Mhm.
potential for growth after a win, but after a loss, it seems like like you definitely know what you got to improve on. You definitely know like it starts to put like these things in you where like makes you feel a certain type of way about getting back into it and getting back in the groove and getting better and everything. Like
Mhm.
I think as much as they fucking suck, like I hate losing.
Yeah,
It's the worst shit ever. Uh, it that loss doesn't necessarily define you. I think how you adjust to that does. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I agree. And
Mhm.
what's so funny is I see Brady actually said like what's the worst thing that could happen? Like the worst possible thing that could happen happened. I lost. And I remember thinking the exact same thing after my first loss, But I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could lose on different scales too. Like you think that's worse, but you can still get knocked out like cold, and like there's other ways you could lose that could feel just as bad. But it's something there's something unique about that first one for sure, and it's like, ugh, especially if you're identifying that. I remember like how
Yeah,
depressed I
dude.
was, like I said,
Oh,
but
it's
yeah,
the worst.
but you live and you learn, and well, hopefully, there's some guys who can't move on past a loss, and who won't learn, and then they go into the next fight like, you can tell there's something different about them. They never recover from it. So you have to live and learn if you want to keep progressing, I guess.
I agree. It's part of being a fighter. It's dealing with those obstacles and moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do. We
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
That was a great. Yeah. Shout out to Brady. That dude's dope. He's gonna do some big
Yeah.
things there. I think he's legit.
Well, I'm excited to see his next. We'll see on his next one.
Yeah.
Like what kind of
Hell
matchup they
yeah.
give him, and how he feels and how he overcomes it. I think that's really going to tell a lot about him. MMA, you're not always a hammer. You gotta, sometimes you're the nail, and you gotta be able to come back. So I'm
Exactly.
excited to see if
Exactly.
he does.
Oh, bro, I saw this over the weekend. Homeboy Tyson Nam moved up. He's right. He's
Yeah, back in
in
the
the top
top
15
15,
now. Let's go,
baby.
dude. Yeah.
15, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
so
was just
glad. I'm so
thinking
glad
about
he went
that.
home. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude. He was here way too long. He's here for like almost like
Yeah.
10 days. I was like,
Uh,
I'd ask him, bro, when you leaving? You know? No,
Because
we
he's all
fight
old
so
about
much.
you.
All we do is train and
Uh,
meet each other up and talk shit. So it was a great time. It was a great time.
Sick. I was hoping you guys
Yeah,
were
that's
going to come
cool.
this way, but whatever.
We
You don't
we
have
actually
to.
we were planning on it. We were like, oh, we can escape
Mhm.
maybe for like a day or two, but just just didn't happen, you know?
I'm sure. I get it. I get it. Well, dude, let's break into this week's card a little bit before we get into the subscriber giveaway and some fang
Oh yeah, that's
shit.
why you guys are all here. That's why the
Yes,
hundreds of you
dude.
guys are here. 100 of
Hundreds
you.
and the millions.
Yeah.
I got four teammates fighting on this
You
card.
see me now.
I got Ramona Pascal. She's the first fight.
Mhm.
Ludwig. He's like the third fight. Uh, Shanna. She's right before the last prelim, and then the co-main D-Rod. So it's a syndicate show on this one. Best of luck to everybody. Hope the weight cuts are going well. That's
He has got so many fighters
sick.
in that gym. So
Mhm.
many so many top level fighters.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's great, dude.
It's great to see every time I'm
She's,
there. I'm like looking around the room like,
mhm.
damn. All right.
Yeah, it's legit. I love it. I feel like I'm always getting good work in no matter where I'm at. A couple other good fights on there. We got Benito Lopez, our boy.
Yeah, Lil B.
Lil B.
Yeah.
He's fighting after this is his first fight in like 3 years since me and him fought back in Sacramento.
UFC Sacramento, July
Yeah,
2019.
we almost don't talk about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, we can see the poster, right?
Yeah, no, right up there in the corner.
Wait a minute.
um,
So this went through.
I just ran into Benito over at the PI right now.
What?
Yeah, I was
You say anything about me?
pick up lunch. No, he gave me a hug. So what's up, dude? I'm like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
And then just started talking a little bit, and then I was asking him how his weight is. He said he's 144 right now. I was like, look at you all skinny.
Whoa.
And he's all, yeah, yeah. He's all, I got a little dad bod not too long ago. I was like 180. I'm like, oh my god,
Mhm.
you fat shit. That's crazy.
Damn, he is
Yeah,
tall. He is
yeah, he is
tall. I'm
tall.
surprised he could get up
Hmm.
that high.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
yeah,
got
so
Mario Bautista. It's a sick fight.
that's a tough fight, and they're both kind of
Yeah.
like flashy too. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
know. Is Benito still flashy? That was I haven't seen him fight in so long. I don't know.
Guess
I
we'll
mean,
see,
I don't
dude.
know what he is, but 10-1, still a great record. Should be or
Yep.
9-2.
Yes, sure.
Um, against 10-2 Mario Batista. I think
Yeah.
I mean, so actually I have no like bad I don't know. I have no like real no bad energy towards Benito. I know we were supposed to fight several times and
Hmm.
I think mostly it was mostly like his family or whoever his following is just they're just really shitty people and talk a lot of shit. I even
Yeah,
cornered
I
against
got.
him at a fight and they try to like do some intimidation shit on us, but like it always gets like that in the fight game or whatever. So I mean you can't take it too personally. And then you fought him and then I didn't think he won the decision and then so there's still that but um but coming off a 3 year layoff I don't know I don't know that's always tough. I honestly thought he was cut from the UFC after that long
A
but
while, right?
um
It's
yeah
been a minute, dude.
yeah but not
Good
a
on
tough
him.
not a tough fight to come back to though I will say that
Not an easy fight.
no or my bad not an
Yeah.
easy fight super tough fight my bad not a tough fight
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
tough fight not an easy fight
Yeah.
sorry.
Batista's legit, dude. He just recently fought Jay Perrin in Jay's debut, and they had a fun little scrap.
Mhm.
Yeah, Batista seems he works in like an odd range. He works pretty far out, but he still tends to land his stuff. So it seems like everything's pretty well set up. So, a battle of the flying knees, I guess. We'll see who can land
Yeah,
what
yeah. I
first.
was say they both a bunch
Uh
of
huh.
flying knees. Let's see them. Whip them out.
Put them out. And then co-main event, which I think should be probably the main event. D Rod
Why?
and Neil Magny. Well, because
Just because it's your boy, or
yeah, well, just because
okay,
let's see, I guess we did 2 fights ago we had women for the main event.
yeah,
Yeah, but
equality,
mostly just because this is my boy.
equality. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm pumped for that. I think. Um. I don't know. Like Neil Magny's like he's been in it for so long, but it seems like he's like hit and miss. Like win a fight, lose a fight, win a fight, lose a fight. Kind of. I think your boy has a really good shot.
Yeah, it's
How's his
gonna be all
cardio?
about dealing with that range. D Rod's
How's
cardio is
boy's
good.
cardio?
He took his last fight on short notice, on like 2 weeks
Mm.
notice.
Hmm.
Went all 3 rounds and did his thing. So I mean, he's just one of those guys who knows how to get in there and fight. So so be it. Um,
Did
it's hmm.
oh sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say yeah. So it's just a battle of the if he can deal with the Magny's range and him working on the outside and land the right stuff.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, there's some good fight. There's some good fights on this card. I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably
I'll watch it.
tune in here and there. Um, sorry. Uh, did Nate Manis go down to 125?
Yeah, he did.
Huh.
He's fighting.
Hmm.
Where's that?
Not
Oh,
sure.
Tagir Ulanbekov. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
think if I've seen him or not.
Tyson was supposed to
But
fight him a couple of times.
oh,
Um,
really,
yeah. I was surprised to see Nate go down to 125.
he
But
seems already
after
skinny at 35. I don't know
really,
how he's gonna cut an extra
huh.
bit of weight. Yeah, I
He
thought he
looks
was
super
like a
skinny.
real skinny
But
dude. Yeah,
he was getting ragdolled by Umar. Maybe that's like you
yeah,
have a fight like that. You're like, I'm not in this weight class. If that guy does that
yeah,
to me, but
yeah. That's true. I suppose.
so
Will be. It's interesting to see how he adjusts for this one.
yeah, not a not a bad one. What time? I mean, starts at 1 o'clock Pacific time, huh? Or yeah. So
Yeah, boy.
all right,
I'll be watching. I'll be tuning in.
cool. Should we get to this fan giveaway? We're gonna
We
do
should, dude.
we first of all, we appreciate the hell out of you guys. Subscribing and commenting this last week was awesome. We got some good fan questions on there. We entered you guys into like a random drawing, and we picked 2 people. You're each gonna get a signed glove from both of us, and then a signed photo from each of us.
Yep,
Um, and
that's
yeah.
that'd be
So
great.
Vince, did you already throw them
I
in? What'd
did.
you do?
Yeah, I already threw him in. Hold on, I'm pulling them up. So we had winner number one, Tina Lay.
Tina
So
Lay,
congrats. Let's
come
go.
on
I should get
down.
some little poppers. Oh damn it, I have
Yeah,
some in the garage.
it's
And
right,
then
probably right that she won too. She's been a great supporter. So
yeah, she's been big on it. So thank you, Tina. And then
sign
we
glove, sign
got
poster.
Tyler Eversol. Yep.
Tyler,
So
let's go.
yeah,
You got
let's
the first
go,
off
guys.
winner. All right.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in, commenting, and all that, and all the support. We'll make sure we send something you guys' way. I think we're gonna continue to do some of these little like giveaway things here and there, just to make sure you guys know we appreciate you too. So,
Yeah,
um,
I think as like we drop like new fight merch and stuff like that because we both need to get on that. I think we should every time we come out with like a new shirt or something, new hat, give send that to the subscriber too. Like pick someone and or pick a week and do something like that. I think that'd be a great idea and keep us on top of our merch because I have kind of fallen off of that.
I got a
Yeah,
closet full of stuff that I'm still trying to set up a website for that for my shirts and stuff. So I should be
yeah,
actually got a meeting with the guys later today. So I'm hoping to get this thing up and ready, and I'll start sending out some shirts here pretty soon. So thank you guys for the
sick.
support. It's been awesome. We're gonna get that stuff to you guys ASAP. So let's see. We'll shoot you guys a message. Send us or address wherever you guys want the stuff sent, and we'll get that out to you. So appreciate it.
Sick. Yes,
Yeah,
appreciate you
and
guys.
then we had a gang of we had some good little fan questions this week. Should we get into some of
Hmm.
those?
Yeah, let's do a couple of these.
Um, First things first, dude. Has Vince ever rocked a family mullet? No. And Ricky's the only person in the family that I can't beat up for wearing a mullet, so that's the only reason he gets away with it.
I think we should do some kind of bet where at some point you have to
No,
grow.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't
Come
do
on,
it. I can't do
guys.
it.
Come on, tap in
No,
here. Let's see.
don't get everybody
Come
on this,
on.
dude.
If you guys
I
think
might
Vince
cry.
should grow out a mullet at some point, let's hear it. I think he'd look cute.
Hopefully, it's long enough that I
Look
can
at
hang
it.
myself with it. Okay, then
Okay.
somebody was asking, which of your amateur fights was your favorite and why? Ricky, what do you got, dude?
Favorite amateur fight. Oh, so many to pick from. I was like 13-0, 5 belts in 3 different weight classes. It's so tough to find.
You're
Okay, let's.
great.
um, no, I think my third fight might be one of my favorite ones because it was in a bar in like Kelso, um, and I think I fought up to 170 against this dude. He's much bigger than me, and he kicked me in the head right off the bat. It was like boom, and I was like, oh, concussed, and I just randomly just kept taking him down. I must have hit this guy so many times. The ref was just probably some other local fighter just reffing that night and just would not stop the fight. I must have hit this dude 300 times. There's a lot of blood in the cage, and it was ridiculous. And this is the first time after the fight, whatever I go, I'm all woozy. I'm like, oh god, I won, thanks. Like no money,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
amateur fight. I walk out to like not even it's like the back part of the bar where they threw down a slab of mats, and like I've never felt like this before. Like my head hurts, everything. I just like projectile vomit outside in the back, and then like this guy with a camcorder is like, oh, I want to interview you. Like it's my first ever interview for. It was like a local MMA a guy trying to do like local MMA like reporting. So I did like my first, and I had just got done throwing up, and I'm like going like doing one of these. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I'm so excited. I put on a smile and did my first
Oh,
interview.
no. Good
Yeah,
God.
but won that one against a bigger dude. Got kicked in the head right away, and yeah. I probably have that on video somewhere. I gotta dig that up. But I think that might have been my favorite one. What about you?
Crazy. I think mine. I'm trying to think now. I think it was my third. I think it was my third amateur fight as well.
Oh, look at us.
Um, I remember. Let's see. Right away, the fight starts, and I rock this dude. So I got two. I got two. I got two. So I rocked this dude. I heard him. I beat him up a little bit. We only got 3-minute rounds, right?
Hmm.
Or 2-minute rounds, something like that. Anyways, first round was over super quick. I was like, oh, I feel like I didn't even get to do any work. And the second round started, and it took him down right away, and was just beating the shit, just beating the hell out of him. And then I had him mounted, and I looked down, and he goes, it threw this little up jab, and it cut the inside of my nose. I was like, oh! I was like, dude. So I just started, I went to town on him, and then like knocked him out, but the ref didn't notice. And then the round ended, and he goes to get up, and he's like still out of it. and they bring him and they sit him on the stool and stuff, and he thinks the fight's over. And I'm like looking over at him, I'm like, oh, he's done. And then they send him out for the next round, and he's like, he's like confused. I'm like,
What the
I'm like, all right, here we go. I go,
to
boom,
the
boom, and
death?
so I knock him down again and knock him out again, and then the ref finally stops it, and he's real out of it. And then after the fight, he tells me, he goes, "Well, dude, you knocked me out twice." I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
That should count as 2 wins towards my record.
Yeah, right, exactly.
How was that? How was
So
the cut in your nose? Was it all right? Did you get stitched
yeah, it
up
was fine.
or?
It wasn't nothing. No, it was just a little cut that like,
Yeah,
bro. I remember seeing the blood fall down onto the guy, and I'm like, I can't believe nobody makes me
yeah.
bleed
That
my
makes
own
me
blood.
mad. That makes me.
It made me so mad. So it was that one. My last amateur fight, a 55er who. The only reason I like this one is because he cut me right away, and it just didn't look good for me. And I called him in, and I was like, "Come on, dude, we're fighting!" And boom, 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 rattled him. He went in for a shot, and I choked him out. I just like that one because
Oh,
it shows kind of like I think that's kind of who I am like as a fighter a little bit. I'm like I got that dog, and I'm down, right? And I was up at
yeah.
55s, and the guy was a 6 foot dude, towered over me. He was real ripped. I remember at weigh-ins, I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. Like, but yeah, so
The
those two, I had to
dog.
go with two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah,
The
so that
amateur
was fun.
days. I miss those
Amateur days,
days.
gotta love them. Um, see, somebody wants to
Oh.
know if we played each other in 007 GoldenEye for 64, who would win? I don't know about you, dog. We never got to play this together, but
Yeah, I don't think we did.
I was a pit bull
Really.
in GoldenEye. Oh, I was just a
Dude,
monster
that
with
was
it.
my game. That was my game, dude.
Um,
I was good. I was real good. So I don't know. I don't know. We might have to find a way to run this. I mean, I haven't. I
we're
mean,
gonna have
I've
to.
been a little bit, but I'm sure it has for you too. So
It has been a minute, but I think they added it to the Xbox store or something like that
yeah, yeah, I had
recently,
been.
right?
Yeah, I was seeing it. Yeah,
Maybe we should download
might
that
have
and
to
see if we
run
can go
that.
online or something. See
Someone
if
was
you can
asking.
hang.
Yeah, I did. Come on, come on. Actually, when it comes to video games, usually you have my number. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I was asking if we're done with the drinking game or fight pig bets. Vince is in camp, and I did sober October, which is over
Yeah.
now. I'll tell you that. Let's go.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
uh,
You won't do a shot?
I'm drunk right now. No. Yeah, no, we'll probably get that going again once Vince is done with fight camp. I think
Definitely.
maybe every other weekend or something. I think when we're doing the podcast every week and drinking every Wednesday, I was kind of like,
You don't have to
oh,
abuse it.
I was like, it was kind of I was like, I had to like move around stuff on my day because I'm like, I'm drunk by the time I'm done with the
Yeah, me
podcast.
too.
I gotta,
Uh-huh. And maybe
uh,
just on the pay-per-views
yeah,
or
something.
something, and maybe a
Okay,
big
every
Harbor
week
Light or something.
you
All right,
convince
fine.
me.
But yeah, so that'll start back up in T minus 2 weeks or so.
um,
What else we got, dude?
do you have like a meal or something that you're wanting to do after fight? You just take like a week off or something, right? You're gonna
Um,
what are you planning?
I literally just want to get all the junk food that I miss out in back in me. I want some Oreos and I
Hmm.
want some hot Cheetos. I want hot Cheetos everywhere. I want hot Cheetos every day. Oh, dude,
Everywhere.
I'm so I'm so hungry
You-
for hot Cheetos. I was having bad cravings the other day. I was
yeah,
like, man, I could cave, but and it's not so much that I think it'd be a bad thing. I just think throughout camp it's good to show some discipline.
yeah, it is.
But
Yeah.
man, I miss hot Cheetos.
Dude,
Um,
I went so there's a I found this new restaurant locally, La
uh,
Bottega. It's a handmade pastas. Oh my, dude, I'm obsessed, bro. It's the pasta so thick and doughy and like, oh fuck, it's good, man. So, but yeah, like you said, discipline or whatever you were saying.
yeah,
What?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot Cheetos, some beer, some Oreos. That's my after fight plans.
No,
What else we got,
you
dude?
always gotta
Sorry.
do it up.
Somebody was asking before we became UFC fighters, who was the first celebrity you met and where?
I think I was trying to think of it of who it would have been, but I met Randy Couture when I was in 4th grade at the local Team Quest. So I mean, had to have been him. Had to have been him. You know, he signed like
Mhm.
my wrestling T-shirt, and my brothers were there, and we took a kids class, and
That's,
so I had to have been Randy Couture.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That would have been dope. I don't think I've met any celebrity. Ricky Simone.
No photos. No photos.
No, please,
Shut
please.
the. Let me sign them tits. Let me sign them tits.
Stop it, dude. Stop it. Um, I can't think of anybody. I think I met Mayday. If anybody knows Mayday, our band with strange music, I met them after one of their concerts. That's about it. That's all I can think. And that was
I was figuring it was
man, I
gonna be
think I
from a
was
concert because you've been to
22.
plenty of
Yeah,
those.
I go to a
Yeah.
lot of concerts. I never really get to meet
Yeah.
and greet, so I think those are a little weird. Oh, Hobson. I guess I did get a meet and greet for Hobson, so I met Hobson.
We had another fan question that says, if if you have fight news that you haven't released yet, would you want your cousin to release it on a podcast before you release the news? I don't know who, I don't know who's asking this question, but yeah, like,
That's a good question.
would you want that, or would you do that? Would you break fight
Yeah,
news
I
for
would. I
somebody,
don't think.
or
Yeah, I don't see why not. Really, I'm always down, dude. You know
because
me.
because I had got a fight offer from Marab, and
Huh?
I said yes on my side, and then um some news outlet had said that, oh, breaking news, rematches from with Simone versus Marab 2 is in the works, and Marab got on there and said this is bullshit. I want to beat up
I
whoever wrote
saw
this
that. I
post.
saw that.
And then they said, no, really, we have information right here. And they sent a link, and then I click on the link. I'm like, who is saying this? I click on the link, it's Vince in their podcast saying, yeah, you guys want me to drop some news for you?
Oh, that dang! I was all tired in the morning drinking
Marab and
coffee,
Ricky
hyped
are
up.
working on a fight.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I was like,
So
I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this. Those
yeah.
bastards.
Well, it's I forgive you. It's cool. You can release my
Okay,
fight
yeah.
news
So
for me. It's cool.
I guess I would do that. Hmm. No, and then I said on there, I was like, but it's like the eighth time that this has been talked about. So who knows whether or
Yeah.
not that's going to happen? All I know is that I'm hoping I think Jason's trying to move Ricky up the ranks, or
Yeah.
Iridium rather than Jason. So that was how
Yeah.
I worded it.
They must have did some
Thank
good
you.
editing.
That's some great editing.
No, I was kidding. Dang it! I forgot I was gonna bring this out. I was like looking up my notes, like, oh yeah, call Vince out for dropping my fight news. Thanks a
Lack of
lot,
fight
cuz.
news.
Thanks a lot, cuz.
Welcome.
but
I think I was
but
just in
that
one of those moods.
well that I got a response from Rob because I was tagging him trying to get a response from him, and couldn't get one, and then he wrote that, so that kind of gave me the indication that he's not interested in the fight. And I asked Jason, I even asked him afterwards, hey, if if that fight, it's like an official offer, like that got and everything, and I never know if we're supposed to talk about this. Like they say, like, oh, don't say,
That's good.
like
Yeah, right.
why, why? I mean, if it's official offer, I'm being offered it. I said yes on my side a week ago or however long it was, and then there's
Can't be
crickets on
talked
the other
about.
side. I don't know what's actually going on. So, and do they want us to stay quiet so they can manipulate the situation, or or what? Is the offer being offered or not?
Yeah, right. I
You
don't get
know?
it. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
I don't
but
get it. I think
we said that we are gonna do that on this podcast anyways. That like if we get
yeah.
some stuff, we're not scared to drop it before them. And if I get in trouble, then we get in
So be it. I
trouble.
suppose. I think
Vince gets in
I had
trouble.
that mindset going. Yeah, like Ricky's right, dude. My
Yeah,
bad,
on
dude.
our podcast, Vince.
I didn't mean to
On
spill the beans
our
for yours.
podcast, at least break it for me on on
Yeah,
some
right.
random podcast. Come on, guys.
Yeah, you're right. That's my bad.
I think Vince should buy me flowers or something, guys. What do you think?
I'll buy you some. I'll get you another one chip.
Yeah, I was gonna say better not be another one. I knew you were gonna say that shit. I got you the one chip. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I can look it out. Oh, that's funny. So, any other fan questions, dude? Let's get past that one.
No, I think that was the last one.
Oh, okay. Well, sick.
Yeah. All right, guys. We made it. We made it. All
Looking
right.
at it.
Hope you guys are happy with the giveaway. Do something along those lines every here and there. May even do the one chip
Yeah.
challenge. I was gonna say once we reach like a higher subscriber count, but we might as well just dive into that baby.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
All
So
right.
appreciate everybody for the support. Keep doing the same thing what you're doing. Like, share, subscribe. Keep us going. We'll keep you guys entertained. Hopefully that's what you are.
Keep reading the comments. Keep reading the fan questions. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate it. See you next week.